Hello everybody, my name is Ron Gonzalez and I'm here with Peter Klumpenhauer today for the GPL Network. And today we're excited to present our first ever March Madness. It's a contest pitting some of the best books ever produced against each other. Peter, can you tell the good folks how this all works?
All right, Ron. This entire month, books from every genre of literature will go head-to-head, page-to-page in our grand tournament of books called March Madness. And this will be decided by you, our wonderful patrons. Every few days, we will have a new series of matchups for you to vote on right here at the Grants Public Library. You can vote at our display table here in the library, or you can vote right here on this very Facebook page in the comments. So basically, stay tuned to this Facebook page to get word of the tournament bracket, how it's progressing, and what the latest matchups are.
Speaking of matchups, Peter, let's get right to the four contests that will kick off our tournament. First, we've got My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss, scoring off against Captain Underpants by Dave Pilkey. Now, as we take a look at the numbers, Peter, I want to say I like the Dr. Seuss offering in this contest. You know, he's well known for Cat in the Hat, but My Many Colored Days did in fact do that color emotion thing before the movie Inside Out.
Well, that may be, Ron, but I gotta go with Captain Underpants on this one, representing humor, published in 1997, written by Dave Pilkey. This one kicked off an entire 12-book novel series. It's very popular with our patrons. Also, inspired an animated movie that came out last year, and I gotta tell you, it is the #1 book in the world for bathroom humor, or at least #2.
All right, next up is Van Gogh versus Hyperbole and a Half in an art versus humor matchup. Now, Peter, Vincent Van Gogh, or VVG as I like to call him, he'll always be remembered for that ear fiasco. But boy, he could make a crummy apartment come to life like no other impressionist out there.
Well, don't underestimate the humor teammate going up here. This is Hyperbole and a Half, a more recent title written by Ali Branch, a web blogger who drew really crummy drawings on the computer, but she does it in a very hilarious way, telling stories about her life, stories about her dog, story about her relationship. Ron, it made me fall off my chair laughing multiple times. However, there is a lot of swearing in this book, so it's not exactly kid-appropriate despite the cartoony look.
All right, now we move on to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, facing off against A Wrinkle in Time. Now, Peter, I think most would agree these are both classics. However, I feel that Harry Potter gets the nod in this one simply for the owl factor.
They are adorable birds, Ron, but one of my favorite books is A Wrinkle in Time, representing the science fiction category here. This was written in 1962, written by Madeleine L'Engle in her Time Quintet book series. There's a movie adaptation of this coming out pretty soon, and I find it pretty relatable. It's about awkward kids doing interdimensional travel, and you know, that sounds like me. The awkwardness part, not the dimensional thing, like the awkward thing.
Right. Well, now, in today's final match, we have Don Quixote de la Mancha going up against The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Here again, a tough one to call here, Peter. Maybe many people can get behind the themes of knights and chivalry, but seeing as Don Quixote himself is not a proponent for wind power, this could be tough for some people to swallow.
And in science fiction for the adults is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a classic written by Douglas Adams. It was the first book of a 5-novel series. It's been translated into over 30 languages, very popular, and 42. Just 42.
Well, folks, that about wraps things up here. You can vote on today's matchups from March 1st through March 3rd.
And make sure to stay tuned to our Facebook page. That's where you can vote in the comments section, or you can even vote in person at the public library. Also on Facebook, you can download our tournament bracket, just keep up with the progress yourself at home, and you can also stay tuned on Facebook to learn what the next matchup will be. This is March Madness. I am Peter Klumpenhauer.
I'm Ron Gonzalez, and we bid you good night.